So this first dish is it's a vegetable confit, so it's a great vegetarian dish. We're using Australian carrots, of course, because they're plentiful in this part of the world. I've got little leeks as well, and some fennel, which I'll show you how to trim properly. Also, there's some garlic. Now, the garlic that I use is a pink garlic. It's not the usual garlic that you'll find in most supermarkets, because it's full of, it's not processed, but it's full of chemicals. So this garlic is sticky and has doesn't have that potent flavour that the usual garlic, supermarket garlic has. So this dish is actually a confit. So there's oil, vinegar, lemon, and lots of aromatics, and it's actually quite refreshing with lemon and vinegar as well. So firstly, I've got the luxury of having copper pots, which they're quite. I mean, this is a wedding gift, so well, these were wedding gifts, so I use them quite a bit. Now, I've taken the liberty of cleaning up most of the vegetables here. So we've got these leeks and shallots, which I've cleaned up. I'm just going to kind of break them up a little, the larger ones. So at the moment I have leeks and shallots in the pot. Now with the larger shallots I'm going to cut in half. And with the fennel, I am going to trim the fennel up in half, quarters, depending on how big they are. I think I'll leave it like that. So these are cut in quarters, they're quite small. So when I'm trimming a fennel, I usually take the outer bulb leaf off because they're quite fibrous. Just trim up the bottom and cut a little bit of the top off because that can become a little bit bitter. In half again. And we'll just continue with the rest. You know, you can use quite a few different vegetables. Artichokes I love and can be done this way. Even potatoes, mushrooms, peppers. So it's quite versatile. So I've cleaned up these carrots. They're fairly small. They're just going to go in there. I've got one chilli. Now this isn't that hot, so I'm just going to cut it in half. Some bay leaf, garlic, and don't be frightened with garlic. I actually like to put quite a bit in. Now with garlic, several ways of cleaning it up, but I think most people give it a little bit of a bang or a crush, and then the skins come off quite easily. I'd usually take the top end off, and then little crush, skins come off. Also, with these spices that are here, I've got coriander, dried mint, black pepper. You can also use fennel seeds. Now that the vegetables are in the pot, we're going to put some coriander seeds, some dried mint, and some peppercorns. And then in come the the liquids. So we've got lemon, olive oil, vinegar, and water as well. Okay. Vinegar, this is white vinegar. If I can get it open. Usually this is all measured, but I've been doing this for quite a while now, so you're looking at around 60 mils of vinegar, about half a litre of water, probably a little bit more. I think with the amount of vegetables there, I might put another 250 mils. Right. So from that, olive oil. Mount Zero olive oil, which is very lush. Now I'm going to be quite generous with this. But don't forget, this will feed at least four people. There's probably a tablespoon of olive oil probably less than a tablespoon of olive oil per person, so don't be frightened about olive oil. Sea salt, we've got Murray River salt flakes. Again, quite generous. Mix that around. And so I'm going to put this is called a cartouche. It's just it's just baking paper that's cut into a circle, and we put that on the top just so that we have the vegetables, the liquid completely submerged, or the vegetables completely submerged into the liquid. So we want to get a nice circle happening. Now I'm going to cut the bottom of this as well, or the central part, because we want to create a little hole in the middle so some of the liquid can go onto the paper and kind of form a little bit of a weight for the paper so it does stay down. So as you can see, that's all neatly packed in, ready for the stove. So we bring this to the boil, and then we'll turn it gentle, turn it down, and we'll cook this for about half an hour or so. So whilst the vegetables are on the fire, I'm actually going to make a little wafer or biscuit using brick pastry. Brick pastry is a North African, very thin pastry that kind of resembles phyllo pastry. And it's available, I know it's available at Carrefour all over the UAE. So it's inexpensive and it's very, very lovely to use. I love using it, and I usually love making wafers with it. Now, I've already taken the liberty of getting these wafers ready. I haven't cooked them yet, but I just want to run through the quick process that I do to make these wafers. So I've got these two heavy baking trays, and this is a silk pad. I mean, this is kind of commercial, but you can actually buy these in certain pastry shops. Also, you don't have to use these. You can use baking paper as well. So what I've done, this is a sandwich of the wafer or the brick pastry. So if we look at it, it's just 2 sheets of brick. So the first sheet is brushed with a little bit of clarified butter, or just melted butter, and I've grated some Parmesan cheese on it. There's a little bit of Turkish chili, or you can use normal chili, and za'atar, which is a wild thyme from the Middle East, which is quite heady and earthy. So we sandwich that, and you can actually layer them. So I've only done 2 layers here, but in between the layer I've got paper so they don't stick. You can do up to 5 sandwiches, but you need to obviously put paper between them. And then on top, put another tray on top, weigh it down in the oven, 180 degrees for around 8 to 10 minutes or so, and they should come out nice and crisp. So the brick pastries are ready. They've been in the oven for around 10 minutes, and they're lovely and golden brown and nice and crisp as well, as you can see. So you can literally break these up by hand, or you can cut them. This will be served with the vegetable confit.